Hey, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm here to talk about a game that's near and dear to my heart. A game I grew up with, one that I will mention at any chance I get. And that game is Ark. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, which is unlikely, let me break it down. Ark is a dinosaur survival game, and what made this game so special is exactly that. It was a survival game with dinosaurs. You could tame them, ride them, eat them.
Is that a dodo bird?
Oh yeah.
Not that. Yes, it is a dodo bird with a hat on.
Get eaten by them, the full package, and that was amazing. Alongside its wild and immersive world, the game had weird sci-fi elements like this weird stone on your wrist called a specimen implant and a strange obelisk around the map. That mystery attracted so many people online, and the experience created with tribe wars, base building, and the progression throughout the game from sticks to guns had the Steam store in a chokehold. Ark was also released during a golden age of survival games. That included Rust, DayZ, The Forest, Subnautica, and many more games. When Ark first came out, everybody was talking about it. It blew up almost overnight. Fast forward to today, it's not looking good. There are many reasons why, but mainly it came down to how Studio Wildcard, the developers, went from showing the game love and care to making decisions that prioritized profit. And it has become clearer every day that many of these choices may have been influenced by external stakeholders and publishers. It became clear that the franchise's direction changed, and not in a good way. To make matters worse, key individuals connected to the game were reportedly involved in questionable server behavior, including alleged admin abuse and banning players without cause. If this is true, this might be the lowest anyone could get in my opinion, and that's why I had to make a video about this entire atrocity. Alright, so let me begin on day one. Ark started in 2015, but for me, it started when I found a guy named Slipgator. I was in absolute awe seeing a survival game with dinosaurs. It's literally everything an 8-year-old could ask for. Minecraft with dinosaurs. Couldn't get better than that, but it truly was the best game I've ever seen. And that included PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye trying to make content on a game they had no idea what was going on in. What I'm trying to say is this genre of survival games like Ark and Subnautica just lured me in as a kid. And all I'm trying to say is, before this big bang of survival games, I enjoyed myself with Minecraft and that weird Xbox 360 knockoff that had your avatar with like a gun and it had that weird Ender Dragon thing flying around. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It just felt like a fever dream, which all played a major role in my obsession with survival games growing up. And after this golden age, I turned to my own version of an iPad kid, which was the Wii U. I would spend hours watching Ark Let's Plays every day, knowing that I had homework due that day. And this is probably what caused my procrastination, so I just wanted to say thank you. I couldn't ask for more. And my go-to channel was Slipgator, one of the legends in Ark's blow up. When I first found out about Slip, I was obsessed and watched every Let's Play video he dropped, and I learned everything about Ark from his videos. He seemed like a cool guy, but one day I clicked on his live stream and I was devastated as a kid when I found out that he was being mean to this guy who made a slightly edgy joke, and my illusion of him, a super chill, laid back, goofy guy, just faded in that instance. And this moment felt like one of those never meet your heroes kind of moment. And after that, as I grew up, I watched Syntax, another legend, and he was pretty cool. I learned more about the technical parts of this game like breeding and more about advanced items and how they work. And one day when I stumbled upon one of Slip's videos recommended to me, that devastating memory came back. After spending 10 minutes thinking about it, I came to the conclusion that I was just a dumbass child, and Slip was just moderating his chat like a normal person would do. And then I continued to watch Slipgator because he was really just a normal chill dude playing video games. But as time went on, I finally had the privilege to play this game, and let me tell you, like every single other person who played this, the learning curve was the biggest piece of shit you could imagine. But once you finally get a little thatch house set up, and after watching multiple safest zones to spawn in on the island or top 10 safest base locations, it felt so achieving. And through this phase, I played on many private PvE servers because my brain just couldn't comprehend how the fuck PvP worked at all. So I built a lot, tried to tame as many things, breeded thousands of RGs, maybe crashed a server or two, watched all the Ark endings on YouTube because there was no chance I would have been in the game, built more, used commands to teleport myself to all the explorer nodes just so I could get some cool Viking hair, dyed it green, built the same circular building I tried to complete for the 4th time as my base, which I never did. My RG started to have chronic health issues because they all have the same fucking dad. And then out of nowhere, Wildcard announced Ark 2 was definitely the turning point of all of this, but when it first came out, it felt like a dream. In December 2020, I watched the trailer and I was in awe. It was supposed to come out in 2022. That's 2 years, by the way. You're welcome. I did the math. It was literally Ark Survival Evolved with the Souls-like fighting, from what I heard, and it had Vin Diesel in it. Look at it. So inspirational. And I, just like the whole community, we were so grateful that this was our reality. I even made plans to become a content creator just so I could have the excuse of playing Ark all day as a hobby. And I probably would have committed to it if it hadn't gone delayed. Delayed to the middle of the year 2020. 2023, which was fine. I'm sure the developers just wanted more time to make the game as perfect as they can, and it's completely understandable because I want what they want, because this game is from my childhood, and I can't even comprehend how much I would glaze it for. But it doesn't even matter anymore because it got delayed again by late 2024. At first, it was okay. Like, these things happen, and even though it sucks, it doesn't mean it's not coming out, right? Right? Spoiler alert, it's August 2025 as I'm making this video, and Arc 2 never came out, and all they have are concept arts to publish and cinematic trailers. And if you don't know what that means, it's like stage 1 of 10 in creating a game. Or a better example is like, it's like waiting 5 years for a birthday cake and getting a sketch of one. When I found out about this, it almost knocked the wind out of me. This was so hard to digest because it's just so obviously weird. How would you have so much time to achieve the bare minimum? And you might be asking, yeah, it's been 5 years, but there's still hope that Arc 2 is coming out. It should come out, and it probably will come out. But listen, what I'm about to tell you is going to destroy any hope you have about this game coming out soon. And I honestly believe it will come out in like minimum 10 years from now. And here's why. Like I said in the beginning, all the owners of Ark wanted was money, 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 and money. And this wasn't their philosophy that just appeared out of nowhere. Or did it? The best way I could describe what happened is this. Imagine the owners of Ark had a mask, and this mask was Ark 2. And it represented the idea of giving the fans what they want, which was a new game, cool new update, and a bright future for mankind. But as each delay was announced, this mask started to chip off little by little until it became obvious that under this, the real owners behind everything really had only cared about money. And they always been like this, but they tried to make it seem like they cared about their community by announcing this decoy of a game. And what was really going on was all the cash grabs they implemented with all their cool new updates. And just hang in with me for a moment as I list them. You couldn't host your own servers and run them anymore. You had to buy a company's server subscription, which basically had a monopoly on the entire game. They started a marketplace where you could buy mods and maps that used to be free from the Steam Workshop. And the one that tickled me on the wrong spot was how they made a pay-to-win tame. So if you join a server for the first time, you could just spawn in your level 144 Pyro main and just fuck shit up if you wanted to. But the paywall they put on a bunch of the maps and creatures just shat on the game. And every once in a while, when I see these brain rot Arc videos, I feel bad. But it's actually so fucking hilarious, I'm not gonna lie. Like, how do you even describe this video? What is going on? But I thought to myself, why did this game turn into a shitty knockoff of what you would imagine a shitty knockoff version of Ark would look like on your iPhone? And that's because Ark turned into a shitty knockoff of what it used to be. And as I grew up, all I could do was laugh, even though I low-key cry inside every time I hear news about this game. And the cherry on top are the cases found of these publishers allegedly committing many bad things. And I really want to say what I really want to say, so I'm just gonna make up a completely made-up story from the top of my head, all not true and made up. And if anything I'm about to say may seem familiar, or if some shoes fit, that's a complete coincidence, because a shoe can't fit on imaginary foot, which I'm about to talk about. If you know, you know. All right. So let me begin. Once upon a time, there was this theme park, and when this theme park first came out, everybody loved it. They loved it so much, and it got so much recognition, that a very mysterious rich businessman from China came and offered to buy it for 2 tons of money. And the theme park said yes. But over the years, the rich businessman started to show his true colors. After he announced to everyone that he wanted to turn the theme park into a franchise and open up a new and improved version of the park called let me think, Animal World. So he tried to make as much money as possible, and he did this by announcing the plans he had on renovating Animal Park. But instead of rebuilding the old park, he opened up a new park next door and started to work at that location. It made no sense at all. Like, why can't he just renovate the original park so everyone who has a year membership pass that they spend a lot of money on can enjoy the improved and renovated park? But my only guess is he wanted to make more money for his plans on creating Animal World, which makes a little sense to a degree, but it's still weird. So after 3 months, he opened up the new and improved park. And when you first walk into it, you come to the conclusion that it's literally just the same park, same rides, same food stands, but in different colors. So now all you have are 2 identical parks with different color palettes next to each other. And your only 2 options are one that has old and broken rides with normal pricing, or another park that has low quality, cheap Temu rides. And instead of paying to enter, you have to pay for every pretty expensive ride. And the worst part is you can't bring your own water bottle. You have to buy one at the park, and it costs like $50 as a fuck you. But this all played in the big grand plan of making money to open the best park in history called Animal World. So fast forward, and Animal World never came out. And you're probably thinking, what did the owner do with all the money? And I'm sorry to tell you this, but nobody has any idea. All we know is after that, all the owner did at the park was literally cheat on all the carnival games so he could beat everyone who went. And if you somehow beat him or messed him up, he would just ban you forever, and that was it, which is so mean. This is like DMing someone on Xbox and telling them you own Microsoft, but you're 100% telling the truth, which is crazy to think that stuff like this actually happens. And when everyone found out about this, they were heartbroken because there were no new updates to the park, and the owner became a tyrant in the park, and everyone felt bad for the workers because they were used as a meat shield to take all the criticism, but they didn't do anything, which sucked. And over time, the park decayed, and the prices got higher at the second park, which is not how you run a business at all, by the way. And I'm pretty sure if you talk to like an economics expert about this low quality, high price thing, they might have a seizure or something. But the park died down, and the owner still loved to cheat on the games and make a mess at the park. And the reason why he got away with all of this is because he literally owned the park. Nobody could tell him why. And I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think he's doing anything illegal. Probably, who knows? I mean, I don't know how parks work. So yeah, the end. This was all a made up story. So for legal reasons and for actual obvious reasons, after all, this is all a big joke. And if it's true, that's purely a coincidence. Thank you. Everything in this story is alleged, opinion-based, and for entertainment purposes only. If the person I'm talking about feels defamed, it's probably because the shoe fits. But legally speaking, it's a clown shoe. Don't sue me. Go sue your coincidences. Please, I beg. Thank you. Again. Now that I got that out of the way, I hope it's more clear to you about the situation that is allegedly going on in Snail Games, the publishers of ARK and owners, and that they are likely spending more time messing with people and taking their money than working on ARK 2. And this broke my heart. Yes, this is the moment you've been waiting for. ARK 2 broke my heart. And this key individual is most definitely the reason why this game reached rock bottom. This is like domestic abuse, not in the way of punching someone, more like in the way of this guy tying up ARK with a rope and started electrocuting its nipples with jumper cables. And obviously he could get away with it because he's the owner. And I'm obviously scared about this made up individual because my imagination is actually really good. And I thought about how he might love to sue me for the love of watching me eat shit as a show. But it's alright because he's not a real person. But I started to wonder, why do people even still play this? Knowing the people who have control over this game have 0% care about the community and 100% care about making the most money possible. Then it came to me. These people who play to this day don't care about what these devs do to them. They just want to enjoy the same game they've remembered from 2015, where life was good. You finished downloading it after hearing all the hype, or watched a YouTuber who preached the gospel of this masterpiece at the time, or anything in between. But this community, to this day, enjoys this game because it's a husk of what it used to be in the survival game golden age. And in the end, ARK isn't just a game. It's a memory, a relic, a fossil of what games used to be. And it was sick. You're telling me you could play with dinosaurs and ride them? Get the fuck out of here. I'm just kidding. Thank you for staying. It means a lot to me since I'm new to this, but I do hope you enjoy. Thank you. And sub if you want. I love that too. Have a great day. Bye.